There will be times in your life when you wake up. And when I say wake up, it's not just waking up in the morning and being like, yeah, a brand new day, a brand new chance. Of course, it is like that. But the kind of waking up that I'm talking about is metaphorical. It's waking up from this vicious cycle of living on autopilot. This happened to me back in January 2025, which I have consistently spoken of. That was like an ego death for me. That was a very spiritual experience for me. And it happened today again. But this time it wasn't as gut wrenching as it was back then, because that was the first time that it happened, and this was probably the second time after almost a year and a half. When you wake up, when you're awake, that's when you're present, that's when you're conscious, that's when you know that, yeah, I'm actually making decisions based on who I am, and the kind of actions that I'm taking are in alignment with who I am. I'm not just living on autopilot, I'm not just doing the same shit every single day and wondering why am I not getting results, or that should I even be getting results at all. What I'm trying to say is that the feeling that you get when you are awake is a lot different than when you're on autopilot, when you're asleep, essentially. And I have been asleep for the last few months because I was on a walk a couple of hours ago, and I was like, holy shit, like, why am I acting like this? Why am I just all of a sudden thinking of a person in a certain way? Why am I engaging with certain thoughts? Why am I doing this? Why am I doing that? Because that isn't who I am at all. This is who I am. This, the one who's actually aware, the one who's not really swayed by emotion, the one who doesn't make decisions based on how she's feeling. That's who I am. I'm someone who's logical, I'm someone who's practical, I'm someone who's present. I know what reality is. This is real. My sensory perceptions are real. So, what the fuck have I been doing all this time? And it felt like I had just quantum jumped, which again is a very spiritual woo woo term, but it's not woo woo to me. I 100% believe it. I've quantum jumped many, many times. That's how I've changed realities multiple times. And I'm not saying it in a way that makes it sound like impossible, because it's not. It's a very normal thing. But it actually felt different. I felt like I entered a completely different dimension, a dimension that I'm supposed to be in. That's why I am. And the things that I had been doing until that very point were like, how long have I been asleep? What have I been doing? So, long story short, it's harmful to keep living your life on autopilot unless those actions are actually in alignment with who you are. Because if you've just been doing things mindlessly, and especially things that don't even support the life that you want, that's probably the worst thing that you can do to yourself. And that's what I've been doing. I can honestly not even recall the time that I fell asleep, but the awakening was just absolutely crazy. It's unreal. It's just, it feels good. I feel normal. I feel like myself. I feel grounded. I feel absolutely in tune with myself. I didn't a couple of hours ago. I didn't before. I think it's 9:30. I think I didn't before 7 p.m. I felt like an imposter. I felt so stupid. I felt dumb. And it's like I'm a brand new person, even though this is who I always was underneath all those layers of dreams, weird dreams, nightmares, just like I was asleep for a long time and now I'm awake. I don't even know how to explain it, but I'm just awake and I'm like, this is my reality. It's beautiful. Everything's awesome. So why the fuck have I been doing all of that? Good question. Why the fuck have I been doing all of that? Because I really shouldn't. It doesn't make any sense. But now it does all of a sudden. and I feel okay. I don't know how else to explain it. I'm awake now, that's all I can say.